Greetings and welcome to Dice Rolling 101, a series where I talk about games using a £5 microphone and sometimes even explain them. Today we will talk about Colostle, a ttrpg created by Nitch and Gel. Once again, apologies if I mispronounce the name. This is the first solo RPG I ever got, and also the first one I'm covering on the channel, and also currently one of the few games that I can say I have gotten all the expansions for. Yeah, I really shouldn't be allowed on Kickstarter. Now, this video is going to be a little different from my previous two Dice Rolling 101s. With Colostle being an RPG with its own colourful setting, I'm going to briefly touch on it. If you want a brief summary of it, I would describe it as Breath of the Wild meets The Borrowers. I won't do this for every RPG, just the ones with a light rule set and an interesting setting. But here I'll be able to do a quick overview, and I'll also introduce a little house rule that might be interesting. So without further ado, let's get started. The Colostle itself is a massive castle of unimaginable scale. It's so vast that forests dominate the hallways, while Arctic wastelands have spawned from cold stores and oceans from kitchens. The idea of an outside world to the people of the Colostle is near mythical, with rumours and legends speaking of the battlements, a place beyond the roof of the world. Whoever built the Colostle, or originally lived within its walls, have long been forgotten. The only evidence of them is the occasional giant skeleton living within. Comparatively tiny humans and animals aren't the only things that occupy the halls of the Colostle. Rooks, constructs of stone and strange magical technology, roam, usually seemingly oblivious to humans, often leading them to ploughing through towns and villages with disastrous results. Each rook is powered by a keystone, which is a strange object which channels a form of elemental magic. These generally come in three flavours: rumble, which is sort of gravity/earth magic, lightning, and ice, though it is suggested that there are other types of rookstones. The people of the Colostle have learnt to craft and salvage tools from rooks, including helms which give the wearers strange powers, strange walking contraptions, and arms which allow people to carry oversized swords. I feel there's a bit of Monster Hunter in here as well. Occasionally, strange cocoons are found in fallen rooks which contain rooklings. These are basically relatively smaller and less destructive rooks, which occasionally decide they take a liking to a particular human and follow them around like a lost puppy. And that's basically that. So, on to the rules, starting with character creation. Character creation is pretty simple. First of all, you choose a class. In the core rulebook, there are 4 classes you can choose from. The Armed, who have an awesome artificial arm. The Mounted, who have an awesome mechanical mount. The Helmed, who have an awesome helmet. And the Followed, who have a cute rookling companion. Look at him, he's the best boy. Each class also has a number of starting exploration points and combat points. I'll go into the details later, but basically having more exploration points means you are better at exploring, while having more combat points means that you are better at combat. Also, these act as hit points, aka the things that stop you from dying. Again, details later. I'm going to go ahead and choose the Armed as my character's class. This gives me 3 exploration points and 4 combat points. Next, we need to determine our character's nature and calling. This is how they usually act and what is their motivation. This is done by drawing cards from the deck and matching the suit against the table. So, for example, I have drawn a 9 for my nature, which means my character, whom I'm going to call Ren, is going to be loud and likes telling exaggerated stories, while a 6 means they are looking for the legendary Dragon Rook. Next, you choose whatever their weapon is, be it a sword, hammer, bow, whatever. I'm going to go for a hammer because hammers are cool. And finish off the details for their background, and hey presto, you're ready to go. The game is split into 2 modes, exploration and combat. Exploration is pretty easy, just draw a card from the deck, look at the corresponding prompts in the book, and write how your character reacts to it in your journal. So I've drawn a queen, which means Ren has encountered a medium-sized rook. Seeing that such a rook could pose danger to nearby settlements, Ren decides he's going to fight it. He doesn't need to, but that's what happens when you draw a bravado-infused would-be Dragon Rook Slayer. So, first of all, we need to create the opponent, which can be done by drawing 2 cards for rooks. The first determines the rook's body type, in this case attack, and its magic type, which is rumble. The second determines its weapon type, which is ranged, and its reward, which we will talk about if we actually manage to defeat it. So, with that out of the way, cue the epic battle music. Oh, wait, I don't even have royalty-free battle music. Oops. Let's fight! Firstly, we draw a number of cards equal to our combat score, in this case 4 cards. These are our options, which we must use to counter our opponent's attacks. So we draw cards from the deck, and then we must play a card higher from our options to beat it. So, for this first attack, I can play this 9 to beat this 8, and therefore counter the attack. The suit of the cards determines what type of attack it is, be it magical, weapon, creative, whatever. So, for example, here I could say Ren deflected a rook's punch by using his hammer. During the next round, I play this card to beat the attack. Both of these cards have a matching suit. This means that I have scored a critical hit. Critical hits reduce the remaining attacks by 1, which is good because neither of my cards are particularly good. And a medium rook has a combat score of 3, which means it makes 3 attacks. If you have no cards higher than your opponent's attack, you must still play an option, but you also end up wounded, meaning you must reduce your exploration or score by 1. If either score is reduced to 0, then your adventuring days are over, hopefully in a less than permanent fashion. If you've managed to counter half or more of your opponent's attacks, then you have won the fight, which means you get the rewards, which in this case is a helm, which we can't use. If you can't use an item, don't worry, you can just trade it in town. With combat over, we go back to exploration, which continues until you've drawn cards equal to your exploration score. So I just need to draw 2 more cards. After that, you write in your journal about your character's day, how they heroically bested a rook, how they found a shiny new sword, and how they got chased by a boar. And that's pretty much the gameplay loop for Colostle. As far as ttrpgs go, Colostle isn't particularly complicated, which is a good thing in my opinion. More involved RPGs such as 5e or Pathfinder tend to be very difficult to run solo. All in all, it's a solid journaling game with plenty of charm. I mean, look at the animation on the official website. Shut up and give me the official Colostle cartoon. I would binge that. Uh, Digression aside, as I've mentioned before, I've got every expansion to date, and I'm going to use a few of them during actual play. I'm definitely excited for this project, and another one which we'll be covering soon. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you have thoughts, please use the like, dislike, and or comment feature to express yourself. If you want to hear more from me, then please press the subscribe button and that weird bell icon. But in any case, take care, and I'll see you next time.